How are you? I thought I'd do a year in review. I've never done something like that. I see other YouTubers do it, but of course they can edit, so they could put in their favorite clips through the years. I wish I could do that, clips from vlogs, but I can't. I probably should have just looked through my videos for the year, but I have so many. So I don't remember any of the videos, to tell you the truth. But I was just thinking about, I'm sure I can remember about some things I talked about. So I don't remember how our year even started, the new year. I think last year, but I'm not sure. I think last year Polly fell asleep for New Year's. He's always up, but I'm pretty sure last year, 2021, was the first year Polly was not awake with me. And he kind of remembers that too. So that kind of started off as a bad year. That should have been my clue, right? So anyhow, a little going back before 2020, this is 2022, 2021. So 2021, oh yeah, wait a minute, I'm even doing this wrong. So I started with then. I hate stories that started then and go to the beginning, you know what I mean? Okay, anyhow, this is going to be all over the place. But I'll just start from August 2nd, 2021. That was my horrible day where, I got overheated. I was already, I started that summer to, go through, if you have kids, you collect stuff, and I, with all the kids I had, and I was trying to get rid of stuff and just cleaning, and I'm a person, when I start something, I gotta finish, and have I learned a lesson on that? There's no more, obviously, there's no more of that. So anyhow, I was doing cleaning, I don't know what day it was, 5, 6, 7 of the heavy duty, I shouldn't say cleaning, getting rid of stuff, like my kids' crap that they didn't want, wouldn't pick up, whatever. So I must have overdid it. I don't know what happened. Who knows? And I felt really sick. I usually would sit down, turn the fan on to blow on me, put a wet cloth on my head and my neck, drink some cold water, and everything would be fine. That day I did it, and it wasn't fine. It wasn't fine. And I'm only going back a year, back 2021, because it will get us to where I want to talk about. So anyhow, then I felt really sick, and I said, Polly, I'm going to go in my room. I feel very, I don't feel well. And I didn't want to tell him how awfully awful I felt. I felt like what I thought would be death. I was dizzy. I saw black in from my eyes. I felt like fainting. I felt like throwing up. I felt every awful thing you could ever feel. And I was burning. It wouldn't stop. Dizzy, everything. And at that point, I had that one standing air conditioner that still worked. So that was the only safe haven, I thought. So I thought, okay, I just have to cool down. I told him if he doesn't hear from me in, I don't know, 5, 15 minutes, half an hour, I don't know, come check on me. So I went in the room, and it took, I can't remember, between 12 and 15 hours for me to finally not feel like death warned over. So anyhow, when I, obviously I didn't stay in my room that long. I stayed for about half an hour, and then I came out, and then I sat here with the fan and whatever. But, I thought, everything would be okay. But from that day, August 2nd, 2021, I had a burning body. Not my internal temperature, just my body, my skin temperature. So then starting the year in review, in January, which was a new year, like I said, Polly's pretty sure, and I am too, that it was the first New Year's. Well, of course, when he was little, he was sleeping, but the first New Year's since he's been staying up with me, he had fallen asleep. So anyhow, the New Year's came. I took a video. Yes, I know he fell asleep, because I took a video and I showed him so he could see the ball dropping. Took some pictures and stuff. So the New Year came, January 1st. I don't remember if we ate chicken. You're supposed to eat chicken the first day of the New Year to have good luck. So I am pretty sure we did not eat chicken. So I got Polly some chicken tenders, and I said, you will be eating that on January 1st, because we sure need good luck. And I'll just, just put it in my mouth and kind of taste it and just get rid of it, because I can't chew it up and my crusher is broken. So anyhow, So then came January 2nd, which was Polly's birthday. But to go backwards a little, that was already 5 months. My body was still burning. And I had looked forward to the winter because I thought my body would stop burning. Well, it didn't. So January 2nd came. I don't really remember his birthday. Isn't that terrible? But, you know, when you've been burning up for almost 2 years. So as time went on, I may do a second one of these in the new year. I'll go through some of my videos. This was just a quick last-minute idea. So, being very frustrated that I'm still burning up. I know I probably, well, I know I had a cake for Polly and all, and I probably vlogged it. I'll have to look back. So it came and went and on and on. And during this time, back in the back part, then part 2021, and then into 2022, which is the year in review I'm doing, I had been weaning Polly off of seizure medicine. The doctor said it was time. He thought because he's really not even on a therapeutic dose that we should start weaning him. And he said, you can go as slow as you want, whatever you're comfortable with. So I had been weaning him, and I thought, wow, you know what? He turned 17. All my kids at age 16, well, no, not my daughter. My one daughter didn't. But everyone else got their license right away. So I thought, good, once he gets off the seizure medicine, everything's good. He can move on to the next step of, life. So very slow. We're still going slow. We're going slow, and I'm glad we were because, I finally thought Polly's getting somewhere further in life. I see these other kids, one of my subscribers actually, we always talk about our kids look similar, in the same body frame, very similar. And her son goes on, got a license. I don't know if he got a license, a permit. Yeah, he got a license, job, and all those things, that we've been talking for years and always talking about our kids and wish we lived closer and, the kids could be friends. But anyhow, I'm very happy, don't get me wrong, for her son, but it pained me that my son was just not moving along in life. But of course, her son was healthy. So I thought this is a good step in taking a step forward. So January is kind of a blah month, I remember hearing in my first marriage, that's when people, next year they're paying off their Christmas bills. I was never in that position. I wouldn't want to be in that position. But, January is always a blah month. It reminds me of white sales in the store, like sheets and bedding and all that. And I see now, I get messages in my email, oh, save 35% on this and that, or 45. So what they're trying to do is get rid of clothes that people brought back, appliances, whatever. So I guess if you need a deal, go to the store, but be careful because you're probably going to have someone's broken appliance. But anyhow, so January is always a long month where we live in New York because it is bad weather. But it seemed like last winter it wasn't that bad. Again, I'm going to have to go through my videos, so this will be kind of interesting when I'm inserting what I think I remember. So anyhow, we got through that long January, and I don't remember if it was, I just don't remember it being that bad of a winter. Maybe it's because I'm remembering, hearing what happened in Buffalo this year already, and, we had such cold. We had some snow already. The wind was awful. So I'm jumping all around. So we just had the wind, was it last week? And the whole house was shaking, and I was scared and about the trees falling. I still haven't looked in my backyard, but it must be bad because Polly said the neighbor put out a tree in front, not like those big trees, but a pretty big sized tree, and the garbage took it. If I did that, they'd say you got to cut it up in 4-foot pieces and put them in bundles and all that. I don't know how he got away with it. I don't know, maybe he paid or whatever. So anyhow, jumping around, hope you can follow me. So, end of January comes, looking forward to February, and it's good now I forgot the date, because, it's good to forget dates of bad things. So again, I'm real excited that maybe in the spring I could, Polly could take his road test. Of course, we're still going through that thing, that disease, so I don't even know how they do, the written test or whatever, but I have high hopes, always trying to be positive. Clean slate on everything. Then in February, Polly came to me. I don't know, both times it was the same time. See, I even forgot the time, but that's good. Well, it was either 1 or 4 in the morning. He said, my heart feels like it's going fast. So I went to take his pulse, and I could not get his pulse, but that's not unusual. For some reason, you can't do Paulie's pulse. It's hard to find. And when I went to nursing school, if someone couldn't get a patient's pulse, it's like, Sandy. I'm just really good at, I could find people's pulses. Especially usually on thinner people like me, I could feel it right away. And Paulie's thin, but I couldn't. So I put my hand on his chest, and it was going boom, 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 literally like that. It was, I didn't know it at the time, but that's tachycardia. Well, I probably did know it, but I was like panicked because I got to 250 beats and we weren't nowhere near the halfway point of a minute. So usually when you take someone's pulse, now I like to do it the full minute because you could see if it's tacky or thready or you're feeling some Brady's, which is, a slow pulse. Tachycardia is a fast pulse. Because I had that heart problem. I still have one, not that one. But so I know a lot about the heart. So I'd rather do it a full minute. But usually, like in nursing school, they say, because, you got a lot of patients, you do it for 15 seconds multiplied by 4. So like I said, it wasn't nowhere near half the time. And I already got 250 beats. So it wasn't good. So we called the doctor's service, and I'm not even going to go over that whole debacle with, we're not talking about this. So anyhow, we got into his cardiologist's office, and they took a EKG, and then they took us back. Of course, our doctor, Paulie's doctor, had retired. They hadn't given us doctor. You know what happened, so he hasn't been seen. He's supposed to go every year, but I tried to get him in, and they said, well, blah, 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 whatever, okay. So then they said, we're going to do they said they'd fit us in, and the fit us in turned into almost an all-day thing, which is great, which is wonderful. Because another doctor said, oh, you need to go to emergency. Well, if we went to emergency, I'm pretty sure my son wouldn't be here today, because we'd be still waiting in that tent. So anyhow, they, right there, they got right away the EKG, right away, talked to us, and they said, they think it's this, but, they want to be sure, so they did an echo, which is a very expensive test, and, usually, well, he did every year when he went, they did that on him. So they did it, came back, and gave us the most devastating news of this deadly heart problem that Paulie has, that they have to give us a heart monitor, and they don't have an EP, which is electrophysiologist, and we would have to take Paulie to New York City. And I'm really super sorry for the person that feels like I'm bashing Paulie's father, but I am not. If you know the crap he's talking about me, lies, making out downright lies in his delusional mind, I am not talking crap. I'm just bringing things up. And you know what? I'm going to try to stop apologizing because you know what? My life is real. My videos are real, and they always will be. It's real life. So anyhow, I don't know where I was going to talk about him. Oh, yeah. So he has 2 vehicles, not one. And I told him about it, and I said, he'd have to bring us. We have to go to New York City. Well, did you ever see a vlog about us going to New York City? Heck no. Heck no. So when I talk about his father, who must have something with his whore, the whore must have been around then and didn't let him take his own child to New York City. He risks his life. I have never prayed so hard in my life, but we had the monitor, but only for a month, and then we had another monitor, and another monitor, one monitor he had to wear on him, and we had every problem in the world with that monitor. Then they had to send us out a new monitor, plus we had the little monitor. Then they took the little monitor away, and they said we'd have to order one from Amazon. Why would you order a heart monitor from Amazon? Well, we already went through 3 of those because they break. I don't understand why you wouldn't get one. Probably because they would be too much money. This was already $199. So now we're down to the monitor's not working again. Now it looks like you might have to empty it, and I can't load anything, download whatever on my phone. Like whatever's on that monitor, there's 100 things. I can't do it. This phone will explode, or like a computer crashes. So I'm trying to get a prepaid phone so I could download the monitor and see if that fixes the problem. Otherwise, I got to figure a way to get another monitor. We always have to have a monitor at all times. So during this time, if this wasn't enough, I was having some issues with my heart. I got a monitor for me. I went into the doctor's, got a monitor for me. And I've had these monitors before. This was really different. Polly's was totally different than I've ever had, but the one I had was really nice. Not nice, you have to have one, but much easier than the monitors from days of past. So they did it, and then I had to wait for a while, and they told me I don't remember the number, I think it's 14 times my heart rate went to, I forgot, it was just under 190, I believe. 14 times. And it was in a row, and I did not feel it. Now, I am very sensitive to my heartbeat because I'm very thin. In my clavicle area, my skin, I'm thin, so it's thin. I could feel it because I'm thin. And my other doctor, who was wonderful, always said, he has obese patients, and they have, like I have PVCs, that's premature ventricular contraction, which is totally benign. I also have that. He says, heavy people don't feel it because you're thin, you feel it. And I was very concerned that I had 14 of these where my heart was going way too fast, and I didn't know. So then they're telling me, the same thing kind of, Polly, but a little different. They said, well, for me, because I'm older, if I have that, get right to the hospital. Well, if I don't know I had it, how would I know? That was very scary, and I still want to talk further about that. And here we are going into the new year, and I still haven't, because I've been working on all Polly's problems. Now with Polly, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks to the day, I believe it was on a Monday, at the same time, the same thing happened. I had called his father, and I said, you got to come over here, because we're probably going to have to bring him into the hospital. He's having another episode. So he got here, and I think it was 4 a.m. it happened. I don't know, it doesn't matter. So he has to get on the ground, put his feet up on a chair, blow through a straw, but we don't have straws, so we use a syringe, and put cold peas, but I didn't have peas, so I used anything that was cold. This was back when we had a freezer working. Now, we don't have a freezer working, so I don't know. Knock on wood. So, I think it was the second time I called. I don't know, maybe both times I called. So, there's a doctor on call, and so we got him out of it. He got him out of it and all, and of course, his father, by the time he got here, he was screaming and yelling, oh, just go to work and blah, 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 blah. It's not bashing him. I'm telling you, this is real life. This is what happened. Not the big YouTubers who, everything's perfect, beautiful, everything's wonderful. Oh, yeah, we bought 10 new iPads for our 5 kids. We just have a spare for them. No, that's BS. That's not how people live. Well, I guess they do, but even if I had the kind of subs they had, I wouldn't buy all those kind of things. It'd be nice if Polly had an iPad. Yeah, that's what it's called. But anyhow, back to the subject at hand. So anyhow, we have still not seen our pediatrician. She has still not wrote to us or called about what happened to Polly. I do not understand at all why she does not care. She knows how much I worry. So anyhow, all my thoughts and prayers and dreams for Polly to be able to, maybe get his permit had all gone into the toilet. So I continue to wean him, but now even slower because this has happened. So we didn't get to New York. They finally got EP. It takes long to get in, and they're not doing Zoom. So there's no way my car would make it into the city. And his father was still coming over here, and I said, you're going to have to bring us into the hospital where the doctor's office is there so we can see the EP. He said he would, and he didn't. And then we all know what happened at the end of October. His father went nuts. I can't tell you the awful things that happened, but he walked out of Polly's life, hasn't looked back. Polly has tried to call him. You know the story. Call, text, left him a message, said, Daddy, if you love me, you'd come back and visit me. Nothing, ignore. Polly was looking forward to do a turkey with his father. He always would come over and do the turkey. And the year before Polly did the turkey, he was so excited to do it. And this year, he was so excited it wasn't done. Thanks to one of our subscribers who sent us a pack, has been sending us several packages, I think 3 or 4 now, and it had, I think it was Gin Timor brand, it had a dinner, so we had that. So thanks to Margaret, we had our Thanksgiving dinner. I don't remember if that's the one I picked up later, the Christmas one, because again, my car, my health. So anyhow, again, Paulie had no Christmas, and I'm sure he's not going to get a birthday. I had asked if people could send him a birthday card. January 2nd, he'll be turning 18, which is always a milestone for any child, especially in the world we live in. But Paulie was a preemie, born at 31 weeks gestation. That's 9 weeks early, a little over 3 pounds only, and then all babies lose weight in NICU, so he was down to around 2 pounds, and so this is something to be celebrated. And I've texted his father at nauseum to see if he could get up a few, give me a few streamers or something, I could decorate a little for him, and to send him some kind of gift card. Ignore. So anyhow, our year basically has been crap, really, when you think about it, because if there was anything good, what the diagnosis Paulie got in February, that's only the second month into the year. We've had a rough year, and then what happened with his father in October, so February, so 7 months later. So there we are. Our year is crap, and it totally sucks. And then our freezer broke. Let's not forget that. And oh yeah, my portable heater's going, and so is the microwave. So I could say, I always say the new year is just another day, but let's hope I'm wrong, and let's hope this new year brings us some good stuff. I don't know if it's going to be a little old man who runs into us in the grocery store and says, "Oh, you're such a beautiful woman. Look at your nice son." And people see in the store, because Paulie's he's always worrying about me, and, saying he'll push the cart. We don't go to the store often, but if we're picking up a prescription, we'll go to the store. So last time we went to the store, I noticed most things are $2 more through the Insta ripoff. That is insanity. But anyhow, and so this little old man that I've imagined in my head, who's very healthy because he can't croak, starts talking to me, and we become friends, and he's never had a family, never had a wife, and he says he's lonely, and he, I don't know, he just takes care of all our problems and gives my son a life, gets him an iPad, a computer, a phone, gets him a nice everything, not like spoil, just things that kids have. Make sure he has snacks and all. Okay, so that's my little fantasy there, but it's nice to think of some good things. So anyhow, sometime in January, don't keep me to it, but I'm going to go through some of my videos and pull out some good things. Of course, I can't show them to you. I guess I could link them maybe. There must have been something good that happened this year. I know a lot of videos I showed you of the sky and the clouds. I love that, as you all know if you've been around. So this year really goes down in the record books as one of the worst ones, let me tell you. So what can we do? We just roll with the punches. I continue to always do for my children as I always did for everyone first, and everything's for Paulie, and times are really hard for us, and I won't lie, I've gone days without eating, and my mouth is dry because Paulie has to drink a lot of water, and if we don't have enough, he's gonna get it first. And I know I gotta take care of myself, but when we're in this awful situation, what a way to end the old year. I still don't understand why his father does not want to talk to his son or apologize for what he did. But he's having a good time, his father, with his whore, and I hope they live it up and whatever. And he has a heart of stone, and he has no emotion or anything else, and that's not bashing him. That's just saying what it is, because obviously I lived my whole life for Paulie. Everything's for Paulie. It's not for me, nothing. There's nothing for me, and I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that's my world is Paulie, and taking care of him and keeping him free. Knock on wood, from these awful attacks. So the new year will be filled once spring comes with all these doctor visits. I don't know how we're going to get there, but at least I don't have to worry about my car freezing up. I can't get in. but I still can't drive in the city. And oh yes, his father has 2 cars, and I had begged him ad nauseum if he would let me use it, because he used to always let me use his 1 car when mine wasn't working. Oh yeah, and let's not forget today, another light came on in my car, so it's, I don't know if we'll make it into the new year, but anyhow, it was a pretty crappy year. But I will look through the videos and, like I say, pull out some good things, because I know there were some. My garden was crappy, but so were a lot of people's. All I can think is crappy. Nothing comes to mind besides the beautiful sky and clouds, and we never even made it to Canal. I want to take some videos for you. I know I did some store videos, a few of them. But that's about it. So I'll go back and look. And I just wanted to ask all of you if you could pray for one of my subscribers. I don't know if she wants me to mention her name, but her little doggy's very, very sick. We had just talked the other night, and she was telling me how sick he was, and that she was going to bring him the next day to the vet, and so he ended up in the hospital, and I don't want to go into her personal business without her permission, but he's not doing well at all. They're doing things for him, but he might not make it, she said. So if you can please pray for her dog. Please, no nasty comments. I know some people get that way, about animals, but, people who have animals, they're like part of their family. We can't have animals because I am allergic, and I'll tell the story about that sometime. But please keep her and her doggy in your prayers that he pulls through, because we don't want anyone else to have bad things happen. So for now, I hope you all have a good New Year's and you do something nice and be safe, not only, as far as drinking, but, being around people. We got to go to the grocery store the other day when we went to get the prescription. The day I had to get my heart medicine, I was so sick. I was faint nonstop. I had fainting spells. I was on the toilet the whole time from my IBS, and I felt like puking all day. I was weak. It showed my pulse was 27. That can't be right, because I would be passed out for sure, and I would flatline. I don't know, but it was pretty slow, which are called bradycardias, Brady's I call them. So I don't know what's going on, but we finally went, got the medicine, went to the store. Oh, that's right, we even made it to the bank, and then I got home and I was totally kaput. Fainting spell after fainting spell. So anyhow, needless to say, we came in the new year with crap and we're going out with crap. But anyhow, please stay safe. I would, if it were me and I was going somewhere, I would mask up, not only for your own safety, but you know what? How about a New Year's resolution? Think of other people. I think people need to do that, because I'll save it for another video about the horrifying experience we had in the grocery store. And we all know there's mean people. The people I've got to know on my vlogs, we talk on the phone or write to each other, and they say the same thing about mean people. But this experience at the grocery store was unreal. So I'll do that in another vlog, but please be safe. I'd put on a mask, if not only for yourself, if you got, you don't know if people are immunocompromised. Maybe they don't want to say if there's older people or what. I did see more people with masks in the store. They had the expensive N95s. And cheap masks that went down to $2.99 when masks were no longer mandated. Not that it mattered, people didn't listen, but now they're up to $4.99. I know they're going to climb, so I'm trying to figure a way to get a bunch of them before they go any higher. But anyhow, if I don't put up another video, for the new year, I wish y'all a happy New Year. So does Polly. His birthday is January 2nd. I got cake mix and frosting. I'm going to have to make his cake somehow. Oh, yeah, in our store we have a sign. Maybe I'll put it in the front of this. No, I want to put another one. It says, due to shortages, there will be no more eggs. So I quickly grabbed a dozen eggs, because with no eggs you can't make a cake, I don't think, unless someone knows a hack. Everyone is going nuts by the eggs. I literally had to watch. Oh, that's right. I took 1 dozen. I saw someone had 10 dozen. I thought, that's not fair. And why didn't they have a sign like only 1 or 2 dozen per person? So I went and got another dozen, because eggs have protein and we don't eat meat, only because we can't afford it. So But they expire at the end of January, so once it's done, it's done. So hopefully I'll be able to do it. Well, if I don't do a cake, I have a candle for him to blow out. And then Polly said, Mommy, why don't you get yourself a candle? I don't want to use his candle. He has a special candle. You know, it's probably bad luck. Let's knock on wood. I should probably sage my house, but I probably can't afford it. There's some kind of evil spirit here or something. I don't know. But anyhow, so he wanted me to be able to blow out a candle, but we probably got no matches. I don't know. But anyhow, stay safe. Have a happy, healthy, prosperous new year, and hope we're all still around and nothing, you know, across the ocean, that stuff doesn't happen. And I heard there's measles going around. I am immune. I just had one of my blood works done, and they did is it titers? I don't know. So it showed I had the measles when I was little, German measles. So anyhow, be careful. Check if they have in your area. You'll have to get boosted. Well, you don't have to do anything, but they're just boosting everyone. So anyone who works for a pharmaceutical, you're probably could buy a house in Switzerland. Who knows? So stay safe, have fun. I'm sorry, my mouth is so dry. And have a wonderful new year. And I'm going to wish for Polly and I that things somehow turn around. I won't. I don't see a way it will. But at least health-wise, again, knock on wood, that those things turn around. And Polly gets to take a road test, well, written test, and then I'll have to take him driving. Oh, I can't do it. That darn car. Oh, my gosh. Well, if we could make it out, well, you can't anymore at the high school. Now they got security there. Years ago, we used to take all the kids at the high school. We, meaning me. I don't know. Oh, there's a lot that I might be able to make it to. No, but there's a store. I don't know. We'll try. Because I know that my car can go that far. But I don't know how long we can drive. We'll see. We're not even there yet. See, I'm all excited with hope that Polly will be able to do all this. So keep him in your prayers. Again, I got this video too long. I'm not going to apologize. Turning over a new leaf. Not apologizing. Not being sweet Sandy. Not going to be a doormat anymore. Don't worry, I'll still be nice. I'm always nice. I'll probably still be all that I said. But anyhow, enjoy, but be safe. Thanks if you got this far. And don't forget to pray for my subscriber's dog. The dog is in very, very bad shape. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again.